Hey everyone, this is Logan, and this is my voice 4 months on T. So, over the last month, pretty much the changes that I've been having have just continued. There's not a ton of new stuff, so I'm just going to go over a little bit of the physical stuff and then focus mostly on the social aspects. So, my voice is still deepening. That's going to be happening for a while, more than likely. I have a lot more hair. Like every time that I make a new video, there's just hair everywhere. I feel like at this point, nearly every inch of my body has like some amount of hair on it, even if it's like really light. My arms have the same amount of hair here as they do up here now. I have hair all over my chest, my stomach, I have back hair. So the hair is just coming in everywhere. That's been interesting. The acne, so I'm not like really getting acne on my face at all, thank God. But the acne on my back is ridiculous. Like, it's everywhere. It's really terrible. Luckily it's on my back. So far I like haven't had any issues up front where I can see it, but yeah, that's been interesting. I have like peach fuzz everywhere. I have been like shaving down this area because I'm like super like scraggly and like dirty looking. But I guess with that, I am also like passing the majority of the time. So other than in spaces where people know me and as like female, I pass in public spaces as male about 75 to 80% of the time. That's been really interesting, just to experience like that consistency. I think that as a non-binary person that doesn't identify as male either, it definitely like is weird feeling. It's not a bad thing, it's just different. So I still prefer like they, them, their pronouns, but I understand that eventually I'm going to be like read as male all the time. And I'm okay with that. I think that the people closest to me like have gotten to have conversations with me, and obviously I'm super open about anything. So that's been interesting. I certainly feel safer in public bathrooms. I've like only exclusively used the men's bathroom. I also switched to using the men's locker room as of 2017 because I was getting to a point where I couldn't go in with my girlfriend without making everyone like uncomfortable. So I thought it was a good time to swap to the other side. That sounds terrible, but like that was just a decision I chose to make because I don't like invading like spaces that are like supposed to be safe in those ways. So overall, like, no issues in the men's locker room. A few times I feel like when I'm working out, it's like more obvious that I'm not a cis guy, but people like don't say anything, and like so far there hasn't been any issues, at least where the gym I go. So that's been chill. I got my lab results back from my last blood work, and she was really impressed that I have cis normal T levels for like my age group. So even with Acceron, even with it being like a topical, I'm getting like the same dose as what I would be getting on shots. I think she was extra worried about that, like the timeline of it, even though I like wasn't in a rush. So that was cool. She didn't want to change it, as I discussed in my last video, but now my tests were back and I have typical levels. So the Acceron's still going super well. The only thing that's been a little like weird about my medical situation is that I got bills for lab work, my first set of lab work, like back in August or September, and I guess it was August. But I got billed like a couple $100s, which I like wasn't expecting because I've never had to pay anything with my insurance, which it was fine, but that was unexpected. So I guess that's going to be something I'm going to have to budget in throughout time as like a cost of being on T. But even with that, and just how much better I feel mentally, it's worth it. So I think before starting T, I was very unsure about how long I wanted to stay on T, if I wanted to just do it like 2 years. But I think at this point it's become so much more than just the physical changes that my entire cognition is different. And I don't know how else to describe it other than just like the ways that I like see the world and react and feel are just, they feel very polar opposite almost than how things were before. So that's been interesting. I think that having people in my life like through that has probably been a difficult thing for them. I mean, other than my girlfriend, I feel like she's been really great about everything. She's super chill. But like, I guess friends or like things like that, I'm probably a little bit different. And I think that some of my perspectives have changed, as I said. So that's just been something I've been thinking about a lot. I've noticed that my moods are more level all the time, but I'm more easily like irritated by people or like things. So that's something I've just like kind of picked up on lately. We'll see how long that is. I am unfortunately like still like having my period, which sucks. It's supposed to stop around like 5 to 6 months usually, but that's been kind of like not the best like physically. But other than that, I think that things are like going really well and I'm enjoying the pace, and my students are really accepting, and a lot of my students are like most observant, and so they've picked up on that I'm like changing, so they'll comment on my voice and like the comment on my mustache and things like that. So it's been a good thing. Kids don't really have issues with those things. They're curious, but it's adults usually. Recently, one big thing, I'm looking for like another job. So I'm looking for a part-time job now and looking for jobs for after my school year's over. And that has been a new thing to navigate because I can like hypothetically I can go into interviews and pass as a cis male in a lot of the spaces, and depending on what the job is, sometimes it's like a lot more beneficial, which has meant that I've had to confront privilege in a way that I haven't had to in the past. I feel like studying women gender studies and sociology as a like queer like female bodied person, I was generally on the side of like getting to talk about like my own oppression. But now in theory I can pass as like a hetero cis white male that's looking for like careers after college. So that's been something new to grapple with, and needing to intentionally make sure that I'm not taking up too much space. And I guess I've just been thinking a lot about those things. So physically everything's going on the same pace, but this month I've been a lot more reflective about my like mentality. So other than that, I don't really have anything else. I'm probably gonna make another video next month but it's gonna be short unless something like crazy happens. But the 6-month video will be a voice comparison because I know my voice has changed a lot in my face and all the things. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you next month.